And today I'm going to give you a beginner's slash intermediate lesson on how to play the song Ramble On by Led Zeppelin. Let me explain to you why I think it's such a special song. It's from 1969, but it had lots of unrock and roll things on it. It had multiple guitars recorded. It was not dance music. It went from folk music to blues to rock, and the bass is out there on its own. It's set apart from the guitar, and it's a very nice bass line. It actually kind of defines the song. Most people know the bass part more than they know the guitar part. But I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's not the simplest song, but I think a beginner could learn it if they were patient enough. And keeping in mind, it's got multiple guitars. It's got an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar, and so it's a little more involved. It's a bigger production of a song, I guess. But still, the acoustic part is really nice. And something else to keep in mind is there's going to be online. There are many different ways to play this song. This is the way I play it. I've been playing it for a long time. The way I play it has evolved over the years to where I think it sounds pretty much like it, but I guess, I don't know. The only one who knows for sure exactly how they played it would be Jimmy Page, right? And John Paul Jones, because they played it when they made it. Okay, so let's get started. And if you like this video, if you would, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you get something from this. Even if you don't learn the entire song, there are some neat chord progressions in it that are really good to play. And it's got a unique strumming pattern that makes it a little challenging, but it sounds really neat because he throws some little grace notes in with the chords, and I think it's really neat. So let's get started and I'll show you. Okay, so you're going to start out with a D bar chord here, okay? And when I hear it, I think he bars all these strings and really gets the E string, this low note in there. If you listen to it if you listen to the recording of it, you really get a full sound. And it could have been recorded on multiple guitars, maybe multiple 12-string acoustics, I'm not sure, but it's got a real nice full sound, and I'm almost positive there's this, I just get the lower end out of the recording. So here's how I do it. I bar the 5th fret all the way across all strings. And then on the 2 middle strings here, the D and the G, I put my 3rd finger and my pinky finger. Okay? And then I slide down 2 frets to make it basically an E chord. But I bar all those chords and I make sure all those strings, I get all the strings in the sound here. I go. And then you pull these 2 fingers up, and then you put them back down. Except when you put them down, you put your 3rd finger on the A string instead. So you got this, you've got your D string ringing between these 2. So it goes like this. Okay, and from there it goes to this chord. Then you're going to slide that one up also. Okay, so to play this chord, you put your ring finger on the 5th fret of the D string. You put your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the G string. And your 1st finger you put on the 3rd fret of the B string. So you're going to make that chord, and you're going to slide it up 2 frets. And then I take my pinky finger and I put it down here on the 7th fret of the G string. It goes. And I always like to get the, you want to get some of those open strings ringing. By having all those open strings, it makes it almost sound like a 12-string guitar. Of course it's not, but it's got a lot of dynamics to it, okay? So it plays that. Through the first verse, okay? And then it goes to a different part that leads up to the loud part, and it's just some chords that are up the neck here, and I'll show you how to do it. The first one is going to be this E chord. Same thing, lots of all the strings ring. Played it on an acoustic guitar, and Jimmy Page always put a lot of passion into his strumming. Okay, so this E chord is going to be an open E, A string on the 2nd fret, D string on the 2nd fret, and then G string on the 1st fret with your 1st finger. Okay, and then the next chord is going to be this. You're going to put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the A string, your pinky down here on the D string on the 4th fret, your 1st finger up here on the 2nd fret of the G string. So it's going to go. Then you slide that whole chord up 2 frets. 4, 6, 6. And then you're going to slide these 2 fingers down 2 frets. You're going to make like an A chord, but not without the bar, okay? So you're going to have 7th fret with your 3rd finger on the A string, 7th fret on the D string with your 4th finger, and then 6th fret with your 2nd finger right here. So it goes. And then you're going to bar the 4th fret here, and you're going to make this chord here. You're going to go third finger on the 6th fret, 4th finger on the 6th fret on the G string, then your 2nd finger is going to go here on the B string on the 5th fret. So it goes. Then down here, you're going to slide down to this E chord where you're going to bar the 7th fret, and then you're going to put your 3rd finger here on the 9th fret on the D string, and your pinky here on the G string on the 9th fret. And that's just an E chord. Okay, so what we have so far is this. And from there, you go to the part where there's distortion going, okay? There's also, during the distorted part, which was played on a Les Paul, you still have this acoustic in the background, and it goes between this, the E chord and the D chord. That is your 1st finger here on the 7th fret of the A string, 3rd finger down here on the 9th
fret of the D string, and your pinky down here on the 9th fret of the G string. Slide it down 2 frets to the 5th fret. All right. Then you go back to the first chord, from the opening, and where you have your 3rd finger down here on the 5th fret, your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the G string, and then your 1st finger here on the B string on the 3rd fret, and you slide it up. You go. So you go. Then you pull off with your 1st finger. So it goes. Then it goes back into the original chord progression. And then on the second time of the chorus verse, there's a part where there's actually a little bit of a guitar solo that does something like this. Okay, so I'll show you that, but during that part, if you're playing along with this song, while the electric guitar is playing that part, the acoustic guitar, the best I can tell just by listening to the recording, was basically playing this A chord here, where you have your 3rd finger on the 7th fret down here on the A string, your pinky finger down here on the D string on the 7th fret, and then you have your 3rd finger here on the G string on the 6th fret. And he's doing this. He's strumming all these strings. So during that, there's this little guitar solo thing, and I'll go ahead and show it to you because I think it's pretty doable. You could play it along with the recording, and it would be nice too. So he just bars here on the 7th fret. All 3 of these lower strings, the E, the B, and the G, and pulls off on the 9th fret, pulls off on the 9th fret on the E, the 10th fret on the B, and then hits the 9th note, the 9th fret on the G string here. It just goes. And it ends on that note on the 9th fret on the B string. Okay, so that's a pretty simple little lead break, I think, that a beginner could do. Okay, so and then the guitar comes back in. Lots of open strings. That's the key to really making this sound nice. And I think in a band like Led Zeppelin, you had one guitar player, and when he was trying to make things sound bigger, so they didn't have to have 4 guitar players. Of course, when he was in the studio, he used a bunch of different guitars. Some of their songs had 4 different guitars, different types of guitars. When they recorded them, sometimes they were all tuned differently even, so some of their songs, I guess they really couldn't play them live. I always heard that Led Zeppelin had a hard time playing this song live because it really is a good one to have 2 guitar players for. The band I'm in, we have 2 guitar players, and we play it, and I think it takes 2 guitar players. So anyway, I hope you've gotten something from this. It's a little bit of a more complicated song, but if you take your time and play it slowly, I think you can learn from it, and I hope you get something from this. Okay, so if you would, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and if there's any other songs you might want to hear explained or something, leave something in the comments, and subscribe to my channel, and we can continue to bring you these videos. All right, so thank you and have a good day.